All
Welcome to
right.
the TD Report. I'm your host, David Combs. I'm here with Cody Bennett in Miami. We got Jody Coleman down here, our Midwest reporter, and we've got Tony Kennedy. This is getting to be like the Hollywood Squares on here, man. I'm going to be like,
Oh,
Paul
actually,
Lynn, be in the
let,
middle
let's
at
let's
night.
let's swap it up.
There
There we
we go.
go.
Swapped it up. All right, guys. We're going to talk NFL draft here. We've got our mock draft going on. We have run down the top 10 picks. We did that last show. Today, we're going to go picks number 20 down through number 11. Okay. So we're going to go in reverse order. So we're going to start with Seattle down here picking at number 20. So let's talk about Seattle. Seattle had an interesting season this year. Traded away Russell Wilson. They got a lot of draft picks coming their way off the Russell Wilson deal. And then you factor in that Geno Smith had a resurgent season. He had a pretty darn good season and is looking to be one of the top free agent quarterbacks on the market right now. And that isn't me that said that. That's on some of the major outlets and so on and so forth that have put it out that the number one potential free agent is going to be Lamar Jackson. Number two is going to be Geno Smith, excuse me, which
Geno
for him
Smith,
is
yeah.
amazing. That's amazing. So what do we think about Seattle picking at number 20? I'm going to let's go to Jody first. I'm sorry, Cody. Who do you like
Uh,
Seattle
I'm
picking up
I'm
at number 20?
I'm pulling my list up. Give me a sec, Dave. Seattle, though, I mean, this is going to be one of those picks that I think it's going to be a best available kind of thing. They need a lot over there.
Sure do.
I got them taking an edge with their fifth overall pick. So they're going to fill, I think, one of their biggest issues there. But the next, obviously, we got to see what they do with Geno. If they shore him up, that changes the whole landscape of what this pick's going to be.
Okay, you had them taking Tyree Wilson, the linebacker out of Tech.
Yeah, Texas Tech.
Linebacker out of Texas Tech. You had them taking him with the fifth pick.
Fifth overall.
Fifth pick.
Yeah.
So you think they're going to go defense again here with their second pick in the first round?
It depends.
Depends.
I mean, if they shore up Geno Smith, I could see them going for a running back.
Why would they go for a running back, Cody? They've got Kenneth Walker.
Yeah, but Kenneth Walker's been hurt already, and we don't know how he's going to bounce back.
And
all they have is DJ Dallas back there behind them, and I don't see them spending. I don't see them spending high-profile money when it comes to free agency for a backup, for an insurance plan on Kenneth Walker. I'm just saying they need that, and DJ Dallas isn't that. Now, obviously, second round is not. End of the first, second round is probably not a prime spot for a backup running back. I'm just kind of free balling here based on what their needs are because it's all going to depend on if they shore up Geno Smith. That's going to be the deciding factor of which way they go with this next pick after 5.
I got you. So what's your gut reaction here? Flip a coin, give me a name. Have we stumped Cody for the first time ever?
I haven't gotten this far in the drafts, man, because I'm still doing my trade mock.
You doing your trades? Okay.
And
who are you at? Seattle at number what?
I just don't know.
20.
Seattle at 20. Yeah,
Seattle at 20. Hey, Jody, what was Seattle's needs?
See, my thing with Seattle is I think they signed Geno Smith. I think Geno Smith outplayed. If you look at his numbers, they were better than any quarterback in Seattle Seahawks history. So I like at the number 20 position because I had on at the 5th pick getting Jalen Carter or Miles Murphy. I'm sorry, out of Clemson. So I can see them going after Broderick Jones on the offensive line. You can never go wrong with an offensive lineman. That's a low risk, high reward type of pick. I like Broderick Jones out of Georgia. I think he helps them immediately. They had a great draft last year where they got Tyreek Woolen. They got Kobe Bryant. They had Kenneth Walker. Yeah, I like them going after Broderick Jones, a guy that can come in and he can be a mainstay. They can put him on the right side at the beginning of his career, and as years go on, they can move him to the left side. So I like them getting Broderick Jones from Georgia.
That's a good
one. I like it.
Yeah, they definitely got to shore up the line too. I mean, they just have a lot of needs, man. I think Seattle's got a lot of needs. Like they would definitely. I see them going best available, like I said originally, with whoever probably the best tackle or guard is on the board.
All right, that sounds good. So let's talk about Tampa Bay at 19. All right, Tampa Bay. Let's
hold up. You got your Jody.
let's reset Tampa Bay here. Tampa Bay, embarrassing loss in the playoffs. Okay, they win the division, and they go in there and they get beat down by Dallas. All right, Dallas comes in there and beats them down. So Tom Brady looked every bit his age, and he retired after that game. Byron Leftwich is gone as offensive coordinator. Obviously Bruce Arians has retired. Todd Bowles has basically got a reclamation project on his hands, but he's in a very weak division. Tampa Bay picking at number 19. Jody, what do you think?
You know what, Tampa Bay, what couldn't they do last year, Cody? They couldn't run the football last year. So I have them taking the first running back off the board, Bijan Robinson out of Texas. I think he comes in. They say he's one of the best prospects since Saquon Barkley in the draft.
Wow,
I agree.
Wow.
I like him. I think he comes in. I know they got the kid White from Arizona State last year, but
they do like him. Back. Yeah, they do like him, but he'll be the third down back. He'll be a third down back, pass catcher role. But I think Bijan Robinson can take that spot from him. Bijan can come in there and with a little bit of development, be an every down back for them.
And I like Kyle Trask at quarterback. I know a lot of people are really not high on him, but I think that under the year of Tom Brady coming in, he still has a plethora of weapons. He still got Mike Evans, who had 9 straight 1,000-yard seasons. He still got Chris Godwin, who caught 100 passes back-to-back seasons. So you get him a running back. You simplify the offense. And Tampa Bay, like you said, is in a weak division. They won a division at 8-9. They may be able to do it again. And Robertson comes in. He rushed for 1,200 yards his rookie year.
Yep.
My take on the NFC. Go ahead. I'm sorry, Cody.
No, you're good. I was just going to say, I like them a lot with Bijan, and I like Kyle Trask a lot as well. I remember when we had our draft live, I really shouted him out. I thought he was going to be a great pick, especially with the chance to sit behind Brady for that year, like you said, Jody. He could be the next guy down there, and I think a lot of people are sleeping on him. And fantasy-wise, he's going to be somebody that I take as a sleeper pick with a late round or an after the draft kind of pickup, just as a late round flyer. And hope by week 2 or 3 he's still the guy that they actually go with, and he's lighting it up because he's got weapons for days down there.
Oh yeah.
Whoever has the better quarterback and the best defense in that NFC South is going to the playoffs. And I think that's the best way to simplify it. If you can get any semblance of quarterback play and defense in that division, you should win that division and you're in the playoffs.
And that's not hard. It's not hard when your best quarterback is Andy Dalton.
And there it is. And you, if as a general manager in that division, Tony, you talk about this all the time. You want to get to the playoffs, handle your division first.
Everything in the NFL. If you look back in the late 80s, early 90s, when Dallas used to get big receivers, Philadelphia started getting big corners. You have to win the battle within your division first, and then you can worry about everyone else. So think about this. Dallas had such a great offensive line, and even before Dak and them got there, their line was really good. What did Washington do for the first time in history? Any team
beefed up that defensive line.
Did they get number one on the defensive line?
Until they got it right. Absolutely.
That logic it goes from years ago that it does, because you have to beat who you think is the dog in the division. That's who you have to beat. And we talk about that all the time. You remember,
if you can't do that, you're not getting out of the division anyway. So
hey, the biggest chess move in the division in history, the biggest chess move in the division in history was the Cleveland Browns signing Deshaun. Signing your boy. That was the biggest chess move, because now that has changed everything in that division. They ain't even
Baltimore
talking to Joe Burrow right now.
Baltimore thinks they're not going to give. Baltimore thinks they just going to not give Lamar Jackson some money. They just think I'm just not going to give him any money. It doesn't work.
The fact that they think that they're just going to franchise this guy is
and guess what, Cody? the people are rolling up, and they're rolling up in DC. There's more chatter about that dude coming down 95. I've been hearing
told
a
you.
lot more
I keep
real
telling
stuff
y'all, like,
about him coming down 95.
it's not
And-
just all smoke and mirrors, man. This shit's real talk. Like,
Okay.
I don't even
So-
want to talk about Lamar, man. Like I said before, they don't believe in Lamar, man. You don't never let a guy that you believe out there. If you had a girl that you really like, you gonna let her stay out there, let another dude get an opportunity to date her? Nah, you gonna
Absolutely not.
Nah, you gonna tell her,
man,
Joe.
stop it.
You gonna say, "Fool, come on in, come get this."
They don't respect Lamar. They don't believe in Lamar, and I've been saying that since day one. It ain't got nothing to do with his agent. It ain't got nothing to do with his mother. It has everything to do with they don't believe that's the guy. They want every reason to not sign him to make them look like they don't. They want another quarterback in Baltimore.
I agree.
So, are you both agreeing on Bijan Robertson at 19 for Tampa Bay?
Yeah.
You're both agreeing for that. Great. All right, moving up the chart. Let's go to Detroit.
Number 8. We got a question here before we jump to it. Dale says, so group, is there any antitrust reviews needed when an owner can block a potential buyer and refuse to sell to that person?
That is, remember, I just sent y'all that. I sent you that. They're going to push it. They're going to push it to the limit. But the problem is the NFL, I think, is considered private. So
it is.
The rules are going to be a little different within within the group.
Right.
Now, if there's outside the group, because it's in their bylaws, it has to be 24 of them have to be able to sell, right? So Daniel Snyder owes them $1 billion. Y'all do know that, right? We never talked about that. Daniel Snyder
he
had
owes
to
the
borrow
NFL $1 billion.
He had to borrow to pay off the minority stakeholders.
Right.
Now that loan is up in 2026, but whatever comes
if he
in,
sells the team,
they're gonna take it off the top.
Yeah,
they take it.
Yeah. It's an encumbrance against the team.
It is a bad situation that's about to get worse if Daniel Snyder don't do what he's supposed to do. Because I am telling you, those fans, minus Tommy, those fans are rolling. They're not listening to that crap no more.
My thing is this, man. They're not going to block a potential buyer. It's not going to happen. First off, the potential buyer that they're talking about blocking is the only one who's going to come to him with a viable bid that is anywhere near substantial enough that would be acceptable.
And
the next lowest bid, I mean, the next highest bid that came in was 5.5, which is less than what, I mean, way less than what he said he would settle for. So the only person they're talking about blocking is Bezos, but I don't think it's happening. The entire league, all the owners want him in because he can easily come up with a 30%, not a problem. He's going to increase the potential and the revenue for the league dramatically. They'll literally have the richest person in the world as a franchise owner. It won't happen. I just don't see it happening for a block.
It's a feather in the NFL's cap to have,
As usual, my man TK has the facts people don't focus on.
That's right. Because listen, thanks, Dale. I look at it like this. If you're the NFL, if you're Roger Goodell and your job is to work for the owners, because that is his job. He works for the owners, okay? But his job is to do things that are in the best interest of the game, best interest of the sport. And having one of the world's richest men own a team is in the best interest of your sport. It captures, from a public relations standpoint, it captures a lot of eyes. It brings people to the tent. And then on top of that, Roger Goodell also has to look at the fact that these owners pay his salary. What is he making? 40 million? 41 million? Something like that?
Can I say something?
Go ahead, jump in there, Tony.
Mr. Rumberger that just spoke, he was my principal when I went to Fairfax County. When I tell you, he was one of the best people to ever work for. He came up with just the best stuff that people, when they say a quarterback is like a leader, a principal is like a leader. When you always have divisions in any school, this is what I learned from him. If you're going to lead. And like my mom say, lead, follow, or get the fuck out the way. That man right there led. and he led, and he took a school where people were coming from all over, crying and complaining, this and that. We didn't have not one word of people crying about him, and that was the first on any job. No matter what job you want, they always complain about the boss. Not one person was complaining about him, and that goes to, and that's what I learned. I learned that from him. If you're gonna lead, then lead. You know what? When stuff goes bad, when we don't get numbers on here and do whatever, I don't blame y'all. I blame myself because I'm out here busting my butt to get it done. If you're gonna lead, lead. Thank you, Mr. Rumberger.
Appreciate that, TK. Let's talk about Detroit.
All right,
we looked at Detroit. Their first pick last week. Cody thought there might be a trade there, but possibly Devin Witherspoon, cornerback.
Yeah, I think they might trade that down. But if they had to pick right there, Devon Witherspoon is who I had them at.
Well, that's what you have them up at number 7. You have them at 7. So we're down.
Yeah,
we're down at 18.
At 6. Yeah,
at 6,
no, that's what I was saying. I thought that's what you were referencing. Yeah, no, here I actually this is where I had them taking a true cornerback. I had them going for where we at Kilo Ringo.
You got them on defense, right?
Keely Ringo
is
who I had them taking there at 18. Because, like I said, I think they were going to trade that sixth pick.
You thought they were going to trade that down?
Yep, absolutely. So,
all right. What do you think, Cody? I'm sorry, Jody. My bad.
Well, when they first pick, I had them picking Joey Porter Jr. with that 6th pick because I believe Joey Porter Jr. embodies what they want, and he has that attitude. He has his daddy in him, and I think he's going to bring that grit and that grind. He plays zone very well, so with that pass rush of Houston and Hutchinson, 2 guys is going to be 10-sack guys for the rest of their career. He's going to have a lot of opportunities for interceptions. So what I like at that 18th pick, I think offensively, they're very good offensively with Jared Goff, and they got the running backs. They got guys that can get the ball in the end zone. They got a wide receiver now, Williamson and Monse Brown. So I'm going to go ahead and go with Branch, the safety out of Alabama. I think he's the hard-hitted safety in the league. In college football, he's going to come in and bring them an attitude. He's going to set that tone because they're going to have Joey Porter on one side, Okudah on that side. Then up the middle, you're going to have to worry about Branch. So I like Branch from Alabama, the safety.
Yeah, see, that's why I like Ringo a lot because that man hits. Like, he's not too tall, but he's quick. He covers ground really, really quick, and he hits, man. That dude, yeah, he's got some shoulders on him.
Well, Cody, I got Ringo kind of dropping because he showed in one-on-one coverage against the NFL wide receiver. He got exposed by Marvin Harrison Jr. in that championship game. And
but I mean, who didn't get exposed by Marvin Harrison Jr.?
It's almost.
But hold on, hear me out though. Hear me out.
Okay.
Marvin Harrison is only still a sophomore. He's not even a seasoned vet. So what is he going to do against a D-Hop? Not saying that he's going to go one-on-one with these guys, but he didn't. Even with safety help, he was getting exposed. And people, when I was in the press box at that game, a lot of Georgia reporters said that his true position is safety.
Man, and that could be the case. They could try to shift him to that safety, but on the other hand, I haven't seen many people not be exposed by Marvin Harrison Jr. already. If he was eligible, I think he would have been picked early first round in this draft.
He's going to be a top 5 pick, no doubt.
Now listen, I'm going to say this, okay? Y'all going to think I'm crazy. Is it possible that Marvin Harrison Jr. is better than his dad? Is it possible?
No.
Is it as a collegian?
Only time will tell.
Only time will tell. Because I'm going to say it. It depends on who his quarterback is.
Hold on. No. Listen. Marvin Harrison, it didn't matter who was the quarterback. People forget that he was there before Peyton Manning got there.
I know.
Marvin Harrison was in Indianapolis before that and was putting up numbers before that. So, yeah, of course, when you have Peyton Manning on your team, you're going to get better. Marvin Harrison is one of the most underrated, not just wide receivers, but NFL players, just because if he had the same pizzazz as Randy Moss or Terrell Owens, we'd be talking about him as being the best.
He's incredible, but his kid sure can play. When you're when your guy as good as Marvin Harrison and your son is that good,
I think his son can be better.
Hey, Dave,
he's incredible.
2 of the most underrated players in history is Marvin Harrison and the running back that was with Jim Brown. What's my man's name?
Curtis Martin.
Those are the 2 of the most underrated players in history of this game.
All Curtis Martin did was get yards.
That's all he did.
He just got yards. Same with Frank Gore. That's all they did was get yards. All right. We're talking Pittsburgh here. Pittsburgh Steelers, everybody. Do you want to go first on this, Cody? Or do you want to go first?
I mean, no,
what do you think?
I'll take it.
Do I got to pick somebody for the Steelers?
Yes. And make it good, please. I don't want these Steelers fans calling the show, man, causing trouble.
You know I don't like them. I don't like them.
You know what? Do you want me to put a 0 in there for you?
Hey, tell them I'm going to let them get Ickey Woods.
So then here comes Jody.
Come on, man.
Here comes Jody's bias. Who did you have, Jody? Is Pittsburgh up?
Yeah.
Yes.
I got. Well, if Cody is available, I picked him because Cody had Weatherspoon, which is a wonderful pick going early to Detroit. You can't go wrong with that pick. But I got Weatherspoon falling to 17. To the Pittsburgh Steelers, who need a defensive back. They need someone that can cover. They don't really need a guy that gets a lot of interceptions because their dynamics defensive. They need somebody that can cover for a little bit longer because only pass rusher they had, it was Hightower. They had TJ Watt. Remember, TJ Watt got hurt. Hayward up the middle is getting long in the tooth. How much longer can Hayward do it? They need a guy that can cover a little bit longer, and I think Witherspoon is that guy out of Illinois. I don't want him to be good, but that's who they should get. And, Tomlin going to coach him up, and he'll be an all-pro within 2 or 3 years.
Cody, who you got?
I got them taking Cam Smith, cornerback.
I like him.
I mean, the dude, his size is really well. He covers a lot of area for his size very well. I think he's very NFL ready. I think he can come in and be a future starter, just especially with his physicality already. I got him going cornerback regardless here because I got him going cornerback regardless.
So what you just got, Gabe?
Yeah.
What you just got?
Yeah, Cam Smith.
That's the
they
most
need to bolster
need.
That.
That's the most need right now for Pittsburgh.
Pittsburgh really. If you look at Pittsburgh, they really don't need. I mean, they got the quarterback. They got Pickett. They're gonna have to live or die with Pickett. They got Harris at running back. They got Johnson at wide receiver. They got pronounce his name, the tight end. You know what I'm talking about.
Freiermuth.
The offensive line is a little bit banged up, but I think that you start seeing them gel towards the end of the season.
They were young.
They hadn't played a lot of games. Defensively, only thing I'm afraid of defensively is Cam Hayward. I think he's about to be 34 years old. And I don't know he's been playing phenomenal football. He's a Hall of Famer, no doubt, maybe first ballot. I just think that's where they need is at their quarterback, Tony. I think that cornerback position, they have to be able to cover. And look at the division. You got Jamar Chase. You got Amari Cooper in that division. You have to be able to cover.
You better cover.
You better cover, and you better get after that quarterback. That's for sure.
Mm-hmm.
Good picks, guys. How about the Washington Commanders at 16? Commanders just made moves today. Let's talk about that. Commanders made some moves today. Released Carson Wentz. That put $29 million back on their cap.
26.8, and then
26.8
released Bobby McCain.
Bobby McCain, the safety,
another 4.42 on their cap. Okay.
So Cody,
they cleared up about a little over 30 million in cap space today.
You think there's more going on? You think before we talk about the draft pick here? You think there's more going on than just clearing cap space to sign Daron Payne?
I don't think there necessarily is. I really hope there is more than anything. And there's a lot of talks, and usually when there's a lot of talks and increasing talks, they're coming from somewhere. They're not just pulled out of nowhere. It's because things make sense, and usually when things make sense, teams see it. And I think Lamar taking a trip down the highway to come to Washington would be a massive move. And I know cap space is a big question, but the way that I worked it out is I re-signed Cole Holcomb to the same exact type of deal that, say, Tremaine Edmonds is making up there in Buffalo. It would probably garner similar pay. I signed Lamar to the same exact deal that Deshaun Watson has outside of the prorated first year. I gave him a solid $46 million guaranteed the first year as well. So for 5 years, $46 million. That's a $230 million contract just for the sake of argument. You know what I mean? It could absolutely be agreed to be less, but just for the sake of argument, that's what I gave him. I cut Bobby McCain. I cut a couple
Carson
other
Wentz.
people. Yeah, Carson Wentz, obviously. Yeah,
Yeah,
Carson
he's
Wentz,
gone. He has to go.
and
Yeah,
I
I go.
didn't re-sign Daron Payne.
Did you franchise him?
That doesn't kill me, because one, if we can offload him before it comes time to re-sign him, which is a possibility. And that same option with Curtis Samuel, because he eats up a lot of cap. If we can get him up out of there, maybe a package deal to Baltimore,
You have
say,
Jahan
or
Dotson.
something else.
You have Jahan Dotson.
You got Jahan Dotson, and when I think of that, we also have Philip Mathias, and then the other D tackle that we have back there as well, who can easily fill in that side role next to Jonathan Allen, who we already just paid tons of money. So, like, it's not going to hurt me to lose someone like Daron Payne with the type of D-line we already have to get someone like Lamar Jackson, who will instantly make us an NFC favorite.
Okay.
And so if you work it out, the cap space can work. I mean, and you can go to checkthecap.com or whatever it is and plug all the plays in yourself. And
all right, Cody, I'm going to speak as a Cowboy fan. As a Cowboy fan, I think that is the worst damn move in history, because you guys should never do anything like that. Because you should just stick with a quarterback in a new system for the 4th year in a row and try to build and see if that's okay. Play it safe. Play it real safe.
Can't play it safe when you're in win now.
Said no Cowboy fan ever.
Basement.
This team has not been in more of a win now mode.
To the people who want to hear this, and now you know I'm speak the truth when I'm going to give Washington credit. Here it comes. Washington 2023 with Lamar Jackson and those weapons are 2022 Eagles on steroids. At every position but tight end, Washington is better. And I don't care about the offensive line. Lamar ain't never had no offensive line. They schemed the line out. Don't tell me, and then look at the defense. And let me give you something. The only team to actually beat Jalen Hurts was Washington. And they beat him with a rinky-dink quarterback. So what do you think they do with Lamar, Jack?
Right.
Think about it. Washington lost to Philly because they had Carson Wentz.
Listen.
Carson Wentz is terrible.
I got a couple things I may speak. First and foremost, LeBron James looked to be out a couple weeks with a foot injury. James looked to be out a couple of weeks because that could be detrimental to LA, and that could be detrimental to the rest of LeBron James' career. I want to throw that out there because I think that's news. I know we're talking NFL draft, but that's news, and LeBron James could be out. Now, I'm gonna get to my draft pick in a minute for the Commanders. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to call them Redskins. The Commanders draft pick. Now we talk about Lamar Jackson. If Lamar Jackson goes to the Washington Commanders, he turns into the best quarterback in the NFC immediately. He's automatically the best quarterback. So guess what? When you don't have a lot of quarterbacks,
he's got 2 amazing running backs and wide receivers.
We always say on this show, if everything is equal, it's going to be the quarterback play. Name a quarterback that's really in their prime. Don't say Aaron Rodgers. Aaron Rodgers is old as my granddad at this point. Tom Brady's gone. We love Jalen Hurts, but Jalen Hurts is a carbon copy of Lamar Jackson. And you put Lamar Jackson on a team that he's never had this many weapons at his disposal. If he comes there, he's going to be able to make mistakes because the defense is going to be one of the better defenses he's had too, because that front four, he get a lead, that front four can get pressure on the quarterback. So if y'all don't make that decision, and anybody that's going against it, talking about, oh, we need to stick with this, we need to save money. Y'all been in the cellar for 20 years.
Yeah.
Wake up.
It's the most win now season we may have ever had.
Maybe.
Listen, Cody, I'm a Browns fan. I know how bad it feels to be in the basement. Y'all have 3 to 4 winning seasons in 25 years. Y'all have not had a quarterback since RG3 rookie year. Y'all been picking and choosing these quarterbacks from Myers and Walmart. Y'all went and got a quarterback from the gas station. Y'all went and got a quarterback from UPS. Go get y'all a real quarterback. Pay that man his money and watch him work. Now, going to that draft pick real quick. I like
Hey,
the
Jeff.
quarterback out of Oregon. I got Christian Gomez out of Oregon. He'll be my second
Gonzalez?
cornerback off the board. I think he's athletic. Me and Dev talked about him offline. The kid is athletic. The kid, you can't go wrong with that kid, man.
Christian
He come in
Gonzalez?
with the Commanders. Huh?
Christian Gonzalez?
Yeah, Gonzalez. The cornerback.
You
Okay,
said
all right,
Gomez.
yeah.
I said
No,
Okay.
I
Gomez.
just
I'm
wanted to
sorry,
be sure.
Gonzalez.
Yeah,
Gonzalez.
yeah. No, I just
Gonzalez.
want to be sure because I wanted to be sure because I got him in there too. That's who I think they're going to go with. That's a super Washington-like pick. But if how do you say this guy's name? Peter Skuransky is on the board. I think they might go with him, man.
From
Northwestern.
Northwestern.
Yeah, he's
Yeah.
a
Oh
dog.
yeah. I like him a little earlier, but I like. Okay.
He's a big boy. And then outside of that, I thought he might go earlier too, because I think Washington's going to be in a sweet position to do like a best available.
Okay.
Because I honestly think that I think if Richardson is still on the board, they might go for him at that pick as
He
well.
won't be. Not
Anthony
on
Richardson?
my list. He a
No.
Yeah.
He's going to throw. If he throws, somebody's going to pick him in the top 12 or 13.
Yeah.
He'll be
I mean,
gone by the time 16 comes
I
around.
thought Carolina might try to take him, but I don't know. It's iffy. I think he might fall, man. I think he might fall. That's what this league does to quarterbacks like that is they have them drop and they drop for the little tiny things.
We talked in production about the quarterbacks. We still have about 4 more picks left, but I wanted to bring in Devin Mason. How you doing, Devin?
What up?
What's up, Jeb?
So
What's up, brother?
let's talk about this. We kind of know who the quarterbacks are going to be taken in the first 5 or 6 picks. Stroud and Young are going to be gone by pick number 5.
1, 2.
Or we'll make it 6 because there's one team in there that will not be drafting a quarterback, and that's Arizona. Okay, but almost everybody else in there potentially could draft a quarterback. Maybe not Seattle, depending on what happens with Geno Smith. So, talk to me. Which of these quarterbacks is going to drop the most? Will Levis or Anthony Richardson? Which one of those guys is going to drop to say 15, 20, somewhere in there?
I think Richardson easy.
Okay.
It's that little bit of lack of. It happens every year. There's a quarterback every year who's super athletic and has some slight accuracy issues and will just start to fall. It's every single draft, and I just think he'll be that guy.
What do you think, Devin?
I don't think that says anything to him not being good because I do think he's going to be a beast. But
go ahead, Dev.
I don't think either going to drop, but they both could. And the thing that they both lack, and it's something that you just as a quarterback coach you can't teach a kid to throw with anticipation. If they don't have that, you can't instill that. You cannot instill that into a quarterback. That is God-given innate ability, and neither one of them have that. They hold the ball way too long, and they don't throw guys open. They wait till the guy comes open, then they throw the football. That is not going to work at the NFL level. So both of them, they're both projects. And when you, as y'all was stating, when you're taking a project, Patrick Mahomes is a project. He just happened to get with a guru and other gurus and quarterback guys like Peterson and Nagy was still there. And he was able to fall into a great situation where Reed and Nagy and Peterson and Bieniemy were all there to groom him and to harness everything that he could do into what he is now. These guys aren't going to be that lucky to fall into a situation with a Reed and a Nagy and a Peterson and these other quarterback whisperers around the league. Let's see, if you go to Indianapolis, that's Steichen or Steichen. Do we really think Steichen's that good? But that was Sirianni's work. Sirianni was the guy that built that, not him. He just happened to be calling the plays. If we go to Carolina, we do know Frank Reich is a quarterback guy. So Richardson or Levis would be blessed to get under a guy like him because he would probably bring out the best in either one of them. Levis is the bigger enigma to me. It's not Richardson. Richardson's stuff right now is more so of Cam Newton-ish. It's just he doesn't have the pocket presence that Cam Newton had. And got to give Cam Newton's coaches at Auburn credit. We don't give Gus Malzahn enough credit for the offense he created for Cam Newton that 1 year. That offense was what Ron Rivera said we're going to run when we draft you. It was no different. North Turner came in, and they basically ran the same thing that Gus Malzahn did. Up tempo, spread you out, zone read, let Cam be Cam. So you need to get with somebody like that for Richardson. Levis, I question him the most because he couldn't beat out Sean Clifford. That worries me.
Yeah, that's pretty a problem.
And somebody came to me and said, well, Joe Burrow didn't beat out Dwayne Haskins. Yes, he did. He did. He got hurt. Dwayne Haskins would have been starting if Joe Burrow don't get hurt. So he left, and then Joe Burrow became who Joe Burrow is. Let's not do that. It's totally – Sean Clifford was at Penn State for 14 years. And Will Levis couldn't beat this dude out. He couldn't beat this dude out. This dude was there for 14 damn years, and you couldn't beat him out. And we saw Sean Clifford. He ain't that good. He serviceable at best, doesn't win big games, throws picks in big games, and he's up and down. He's great and he's bad. So for me, I think guys for the definition are Young and Stroud. We know they're going to be special. Like Cody said, Richardson has huge upside. It's going to take the right guy to harness that upside. And but the guy that could really be the steal of this draft is at a Division III school. He plays at Shepherd.
Division II.
That's the kid that no one's talking about.
Division II.
Shepherd.
What's his name?
That kid.
His name is Tyson.
Yeah, no, I know you're talking about.
Tyson something with a B. Tyson Benford.
Yeah, I was just reading about him today.
That kid.
I put him in my top 10 quarterbacks when I sent it to the group.
Yeah, you did.
I love
him
him
in your top 10.
I love him. I think when you look at the things he can do, it's things that he does. See, I'm a Mike Shanahan guy. I'm a Mike Shanahan quarterback guy. That's who I have listened to over the years when I learned the position. He stated if a quarterback has these four things, you can turn him into a guy. Mm-hmm. Athleticism, mobility, anticipation, and the understanding of a defense pre and post snap. If them four things are attributes that a guy has, he can be serviceable for you because he's going to do everything you need out of that position. That's what I think the guy from Shepherd does.
I think in today's league, our RPMs is massive on there as well because the cornerbacks and safeties are so fast nowadays, man. You got to get a ball there quick. What you got, Dave?
I'm sorry. One thing, I have to jump off real quick, and I'm sorry, but let me get this one thing out. Cody, can you finish up the mock for me?
Yeah.
You can finish it up. Hey, Devin, you mentioned Joe Burrow. Joe Burrow losing the quarterback job at Ohio State, right? He got hurt. The winner of that quarterback race, he threw 50 touchdowns.
He did.
If he was the guy that was supposed to lose,
they were in great hands. They were in great hands.
They were in great hands regardless.
They were, and that's what hurt Maryland so much when Haskins decommitted and went there. That set Maryland back 3 or 4 more years. And then
broke every record known to man.
He did. He went crazy. He went crazy that year. I mean,
that offense was incredible. Terry McLaurin was out there. He's one of the top receivers in the NFC now, and he's a third-year player, fourth-year player.
Samuel. Yeah. They had everybody. They were loaded. They were loaded.
Dixon was out there.
They were loaded.
They had Noah Brown. They had Noah Brown.
Noah Brown's at Dallas.
Terry McLaurin turned out to be a lot better.
Yep. Hey, Cody's going to finish this up for you. I got to jump off, fellas, but you've got Green Bay up next, New England, New York Jets, Houston, and then Tennessee to finish up.
Okay. I wanted to.
All right, guys.
All right, Dave. I want to answer that question. They said, what quarterbacks do they think is going to drop? I don't think either one of the quarterbacks are going to drop. I think we're going to have 4 quarterbacks in the top 10. But a guy that we're not really talking about that I was at work. I should have been doing my job I was doing film study. Anyway, the kid from Stanford, Tanner McKee, is a kid that I'm really, I can't wait to see him throw on Saturday because I think that's a kid that perhaps can creep into the top 15 and maybe, give Will Levis a run for his money, Anthony Richardson as being that third quarterback selected.
You want to know what's going to hurt him? The guy that preceded him is terrible, Davis Mills from Stanford.
Yeah.
That's going to hurt him. They're going to hold that over him, and I hate to be like that, but Davis Mills is awful.
I get that, but who the last Florida quarterback that was successful in the league?
No, but see, as we stated, though, the Anthony Richardson size, athleticism, that is going to be hard to overlook. Now, McKee could go, but again, the coaches – these guys in these rooms, they hold stuff like that over guys. Oh, he was at Stanford. Look how bad the guy before him was. And as much as we look at Davis Mills, we go, he's terrible. He's terrible. He's not good. Now the Texans are terrible too, but he's not good. He's just not good. And he was a 5-star, #1 rated pocket passer coming out of high school in the whole country.
It's just real difficult when you ain't got nobody to throw to.
Yeah, and he wasn't that good at Stanford though, and I didn't understand the love that he got coming out of Stanford. He wasn't that good in college.
Have y'all noticed how they got
Jacoby
rid of
Brissett was probably the last one out of Florida.
Have y'all noticed?
No, he went to NC State.
He went to NC State.
He was there in 2011.
He didn't play though.
He didn't play. Yeah, they've gotten rid of pocket pass, the dual pass. It just doesn't fit anymore because there's no such thing as just a pocket passer anymore. I think that is gone. I mean, all the quarterbacks have to be able to move. There's no such thing as a pocket pass. What number are we on, fellas?
Yes,
What
he
number
did
are
play.
we on? Who did you pick for the Redskins, Cody?
Man, there's so many. I was bouncing between 3 people. It was either going to be Christian Gonzalez. If Richardson was available, he was going to get taken, and the same with Peter Skoransky.
The tackle from Northwestern.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
He's good. He's a good player.
So Jody and Dev, does EB look at Richardson's film
He's going to take a look at
combine and say, I want to start with my own quarterback?
He's definitely going to look at
it? That happening?
He's definitely going to look at the film because go ahead, Joe. You go ahead.
No, I was gonna say he's not gonna be available. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah, he probably won't be available, but EB is going to look at he's definitely going to look at it because EB isn't coming in here thinking he's just going to be the coordinator. Ron Rivera is a dead man walking. He's a lame duck. So EB is sitting there saying, new owner, if it's somebody that's got Jay-Z in the mix, I got a real good chance of getting this job because Jay-Z going to push for me because I'm a black man. I'm just going to call it what it is. That's what Jay-Z was hired for by the NFL. That's what they're pushing for him to be a part of his ownership group because they want to have inclusive African-American representation, correct?
But Deb, do you want that? Do you want to play for an organization or be with an organization that can backdoor a guy? If you're just gonna get rid of him. Don't make it. Oh, he got to do well. If he don't do well, because if they did it to him, they're gonna do it to him. They did.
Well, Ron Rivera is there. Well, Ron Rivera can't be fired right now because they have nobody else to run anything. He has to be there. The team's up for sale. The team's for sale. Like Cody said, the team's for sale. There's no one running any day. He's basically the owner right now. He's the owner every day. He's the owner. He's basically acting as the owner right now. So that's the power.
I mean, it's like Ron Rivera was literally the one who fielded the whole interview to get EB there. Like he ran the whole hiring process.
Didn't he interview Anthony Everett? I'm saying Anthony Lynn out there. And he interviewed him
at a golf tournament.
At a golf club. At a golf thing. You're like, this is crazy. Like, that's how bad it is here. Like, literally, this owner has ruined this franchise. He's ruined it. So Ron Rivera will be. Ron Rivera is doing a great job in front of as far as leadership, but he's a terrible head coach. He's just terrible. He's a terrible head coach. The guy has 3 winning seasons in 13 years as a coach,
but he brings tremendous character.
4. Stop, Dave. He got 4.
Oh yeah, he does have 4. But
he brings tremendous.
He
character,
does bring character. He brings leadership. He brings integrity. He brings all that. He brings.
He also is the only coach in NFL history that won a division twice with losing records.
Yeah, he's the only guy to do it.
That's absolutely a terrible record to talk about.
Man, I'm gonna get off of here, man. I'm not doing this with y'all, man. Leave Riverboat alone, man. Riverboat's terrible, man.
Hey, who's number 15? Who y'all got?
So 15 at Green Bay, man. I got him taking Paris Johnson Jr. at Ohio State.
The
tackle. They need a lineman. They need somebody on that outside so bad in Green Bay.
Because what's the name gets hurt every year? Bakhtiari. They can't trust him no more. He's one of the best tackles in the game, but he's never healthy.
Bro, I don't think the guy
for Dallas.
Dude, he's missed more games than he's played in the past 3 seasons. Like you can't.
Yeah.
Well, I guess
Bakhtiari will have a job in Colorado with Dion. He's a Colorado guy. Him and Dion talk all the time. He'll have a job on the Colorado staff when he's done. So
who you got, Jody?
What does Aaron Rodgers cry about every season? He cries, I don't have anybody to throw to. So I got them getting Zay Flowers from Boston College.
Oh,
that dude gained 15
he does
pounds
love
of
him
muscle.
He loves him some Christian Watson though.
Yeah, but he need more than him because even when he had
Yeah.
Devontae Adams, he was crying about not having another receiver. So go
Right.
give him what
That's
he
why they
wants.
brought
If you're
Randall
gonna pay him
Cobb
$50
back.
million, give him what the hell he wants so he can
Hey, you
stop
think
damn
that's
crying.
what he was praying for in the dark room?
Right. He gonna come back and he gonna be the Dalai Lama.
So next up we got New England at 14.
Who you got?
New
Jody.
England is another team that need wide receiver help. So I got them get the kid Quentin Johnston out of TCU. I think he
nice.
come in there.
Big time.
He's explosive. I think he can work well with Mac Jones because I don't think he's as fast as he's advertised. You know, New England like guys that's not that fast, but fast.
Right.
So yeah,
Yeah, it
I
is,
like
yeah.
Quentin. I don't know what he's doing, but I got
got
Quentin. I got Quentin. I got Quentin Johnston from TCU going to the New England.
Okay, that's a great move because that guy was overshadowed in the championship.
I got him actually going a little bit earlier. I got him going to Tennessee. But I got New England taking a wide receiver though, guy out of USC, Jordan Addison.
Yeah.
Oh, hey, Cody, he from Gaithersburg, Germantown.
Yeah, I got him going a little bit earlier, but yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I like him a lot. I mean, I know they need a wide receiver regardless, though. It's gonna be a wide receiver at that spot no matter what.
Okay.
New York Jets, 13.
13, New York Jets. What you got?
You know I'm doing this without notes. Y'all see I'm doing this with no hands. So I got the kid Peter Sirakovic. What's his name from Northwestern, the offensive lineman. I can't pronounce his name. I got him going there because if you look at the Jets, I don't think they can afford at that pick to take a quarterback because they'll be in a Zach Wilson situation again if they go try to find a quarterback at that pick with that type of talent. I think they need to go all in on going to get Derek Carr because they need a seasoned quarterback to come in and lead this team because they got too much talent and they're a quarterback. I hate to use this term, a quarterback away. I'm not going to use that at the last year debacle with Russell Wilson. So I say Derek Carr can come in and they can go get another piece on that offensive line. They already have some good pieces on that offensive line. You know they got weapons on the outside, and we know they got a good defense. So that's why I got them picking at that selection.
Yeah. I mean, I got him going defense again here though. I got him taking a safety Brian Branch out of Alabama.
Okay, what's the next pick?
The next pick is Houston at number 12.
Houston got that many picks?
They got Cleveland. That's Cleveland's pick. That's Cleveland's pick at 12.
Pick. And this is where I had Joey Porter Jr. going.
See, I go because they went and got Derek Stingley Jr. I think their back end is pretty good. Their front seven was horrible in Houston. I like them going to get C.J. Stroud with their first pick, and C.J. Stroud have to have somebody to throw to. So I have none other than Jordan Addison at that pick out of USC at wide receiver. I think he'll click immediately with C.J. Stroud. They get a little protection up there for him. They got a good running back. I think he can be an impact player in year one.
Nice.
Still got John Metchie. Still got Metchie too from Alabama.
Yeah, I was saying they got Metchie. Yeah, he's healthy.
Hey, let me a disclaimer, folks. We argue all the time on the thing, but none of these guys have actually said to each other who they were going to pick for right now. You guys are getting it off the cuff first time. So if you're listening to three people that's not being influenced by each other and, oh, yeah, we like so-and-so. They're picking from what they have been studying. So we have Deb, we have Jody, and we have Cody. So these are going to be the ones that we follow on the TD report. These are going to be the ones that we go through. ESPN got 3, so why can't we have 3? I mean, that's going to be our 3. So they got 3 shots to be right. So let us have 3 shots to be right. All right? So that's how we go on. Next pick is what? Where are we at?
The next pick is the final pick for the night. That's pick 11 with the Tennessee Titans. This is actually where I had Quentin Johnston going out of TCU. I think I mean, the kid's a beast. I got him going to the first team that needs a wide receiver. And they need some help over there.
Well,
they got to replace AJ.
You know what I'm gonna do because AJ gone. They didn't really get what Trey Burks they didn't really get what they was looking out from him. They just cut Robert Woods. So guess who's gonna come in and save the day? Jackson Smith-Njigba, a guy that did not play football last year for Ohio State, just like Jamar Chase didn't play a year, and he came in and lit up the NFL. Jackson Smith-Njigba on a team that was loaded at the wide receiver position. He was considered probably the best on that team at that time, even better than Marvin Harrison Jr. That year that they played. He's not better.
You got him going that early?
I got him going number 11. If Jackson Smith-Njigba, the guy put up. Do y'all remember the last game he really played was the Rose Bowl, and he lit up Utah, a team that
lit Utah up.
So Jackson Smith-Njigba in that slot position, that's a position that gets a large amount of targets in the NFL now. If you got a guy in that slot that can catch 80, 90 to 100 passes, which Jackson Smith-Njigba can do, and he can win on the outside if need be. I like him at 11. He's going to help Tannehill prolong his career, because if he don't get somebody to help him, his career is over this year.
Okay.
Yep.
What you think, Deb? Talk to me.
I like that pick. I think Tennessee is gonna have to replace Taylor Lewan though, so they might take a tackle because Taylor Lewan's gone. So for me, I know they they need a receiver, but I think you got to protect. You still got to. Their investment is in the running game, and with Derrick Henry and with Tannehill being a guy that is serviceable, not great, you got to protect him. So letting Taylor Lewan walk, they got to get a tackle in there that can play right away. And I don't see them spending money in free agency, because if that was the case, they would have just kept Lewan. So they probably going to draft a rookie and put him out there. Like Staransky could be their pick.
But
Northwestern.
Lewan had missed a couple games the last 2 seasons, and they still was one of the top rushing teams in the NFL. And you look at last year, not this past season, but the year before that, they were really good in the past with A.J. Brown. That's why I don't understand why they didn't sign him and pay him his money. But anywho, I think that
I'm saying, didn't they fire that GM though during the season?
Yeah, I think they
got
fired.
Yeah.
Because
remember the night that
should have been.
You remember the night he made the trade at the draft? Mike Vrabel almost punched him. You could see Vrabel turn around and grab his fist like he wanted to punch him. It was. I was like, Joe, he's not happy about that move. Like Vrabel was not excited. He went along with it, but he was sitting there saying, "You trading away the one explosive weapon we got on the outside, and we're gonna draft a guy who Burks can play, but Burks isn't A.J. Brown. He's a good player, but he's injury prone, and he's not A.J. Brown. A.J. Brown is a freak of nature. He showed me in Philly this year what I had been thinking he was and had seen flashes. This year, I saw everything come together in Philly.
Okay.
That was a money move, probably.
So
there's a money move, bro.
Yeah.
We want to make sure that we ain't giving too much to you guys. You guys heard what right now, we've gone from 1 to 20. Hopefully on Thursday when we get back, the day before my birthday, the best day of the year, baby, 3/3. My birthday coming up on Friday. We're going to celebrate my birthday on here. From the Combine, we're going to have my man Jody is going to be there at the Combine. We want my man Jody to come live from the Combine and kind of fill us in and take us in and bring us into what he's seeing that day. I sent y'all the thing. Who's performing first? What is the first group?
Linebackers and D linemen.
The linebackers and D linemen. It doesn't really get kicked off until that Friday and Saturday when them quarterbacks get up in there and them running backs and the wide receivers. But Jody's going to be there. He's right around the corner. I want to make sure, folks, all your things, please push the TD Report out to Spotify, right, Cody?
It's on everything, man. Anywhere that you guys
Apple.
listen to podcasts, you can get every episode to replay. So if you listen to your podcast on Apple Music, on Spotify, on Stitcher, on iHeart, or whatever you listen to your podcasts on, you can find us. Just search the TD Report, and we'll be up there. Every episode is posted.
Okay, and what we want to do is just kind of set you guys for what's coming on. What we found out today, we found a couple things out. The number one quarterback on the list, Young, will not throw, but everyone else is scheduled to throw at noon on Saturday. Saturday is going to be a blockbuster day because everybody wants to see these guys throw. And Deb, I don't think this many has participated like that. Remember, everybody was kind of sitting out for years. It's going to be, hey, I'm going to tell you what, the person who's going to have the biggest day and who's going to make the most money is that Richardson kid. If Richardson comes out and he does well, I can see him going top 5.
I still can't see him getting up that high. I believe that the person that can really up his stock the most is Will Levis, because he did not play in his bowl game. He didn't play in the Senior Bowl. Either A, they were trying to hide him, or B, maybe he was injured, a little nicked up. They want him to be completely 100% healthy, because he could have not thrown in the combine. He could have waited to his pro day, but he decided to throw. So this is a guy that I think that can really up his stock. I think he can silence a lot of critics tomorrow. Will come this upcoming week. If he can make some of them throws, man, I think he can really quiet a lot of people about his abilities and what he can do. I don't think it matters what he did against Mississippi State and all that stuff and all those numbers. I don't think it really matters, because a lot of people didn't do that great in college and came to the NFL and lit it up.
But we all agree that the top 2 quarterbacks are my man from Alabama and my man from Ohio State. Now, so that we go down the list, do not. So let me tell the fans, do not forget Hendon Hooker. He is the wild card of the wild card of this, because he can't play next year. He probably won't be healthy until October, November. So he's going to have to go to a team that probably has a quarterback that's probably on a 1-year deal or whatever else, and get ready. So don't forget about him as a thing. But Jody, if my man Richardson runs a 4.4, he is a top 10, top 5 pick.
I got
him. Runs a 4.4 and he kills it, and his arm is what they say it is. Man, listen, the egos of the dudes in the NFL are the reason why he will go high, because they think they can make him into whatever because of their ego.
I'm gonna say this, and I got to roll. I'm gonna say this, and I see what you're saying with Richardson, but everybody wants Levens to be good. And if he goes out there and actually proves that look at what McShay got him as the #1 quarterback coming off the board.
No, he don't.
Yes, he did. Yes,
no, he don't.
Yes.
Man, you go ahead, man. Stop.
I'm dead serious.
Jody, you lying, man.
No, I'm serious. He had him. I don't know what he was looking at. But the thing I'm saying is, this.
I gotta bounce, fellas.
Yeah, I gotta go too, man.
Yeah. To make him look like he's right, and they're going. If he go out there and make some throws that ball whistling off his hand, I'm telling you, not only would he up his draft status, but he may pass some of those guys that we think are going 1 and 2, because we seen guys that we thought was going 1 and 2, and he went 11 to the Bears,
right.
And a guy named Zach Wilson that looked good in shorts and a t-shirt jumped all the way up to 2. So just bear with me on that.
All right, folks. Hey,
all right.
Join us Thursday night. We'll be back. My man Jody will be there. I may sneak up there, Jody.
Come on up.
I may sneak up to Indy, baby. But hey, good seeing you guys, man. Thank you.
I'll see y'all next week. I'll see y'all in a couple days.
Thank you guys for coming on TD Report Monday and Thursdays, 7:15.